So I've just Googled a T-pose. Okay, I just typed in T-pose reference on Google, and I've taken a realistic T-pose here. The reason we're going to trace this T-pose is because I would say there's two things that are the most challenging for any novice 2D artist, and that is getting the proportions right, but also colors. Okay, so we're going to use this color palette here. I really like it. It's contrasting colors, and by the way, you can type in contrasting or complementary color scheme on Google, and you'll just get a lot of cool different colors. Okay, we could use that one if we wanted to, or you could even go to Adobe Colors and just find some cool colors here as well. Okay, but it's good to have some skin tones in your Photoshop document, just so you know what his skin tone is, and then here's his shirt and here's his pants. Okay, we're going to use the polygon lasso tool, and we're going to very simply, we're just basically going to take what we see here and make it look very rudimentary. Okay, and mirror it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so there's his body. So let's go ahead and just flip it, transform, flip horizontal. There we go. And we are good to dispose of the T-pose. Thank you very much. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is just add a little bit of shading, just so I know where his head is. So there's his head. All right, now let's go ahead and throw on a shirt. So I'm just pressing Alt when I have a new layer and clicking above that layer. And now I can actually just put a t-shirt on. Watch how quick this is. I'm gonna grab that green. Whoopsie. Now he has a sort of a skin tight t-shirt. It's kind of like a turtleneck, so let's just cut out a circle here to make it look more like a t-shirt. Okay, there's his t-shirt, good. All right, let's throw some pants on him. It's always important to wear pants, right guys? What am I even saying? Moving forward, let's go ahead and do his face, okay? Hair is really difficult for people. So what I like to say is start with a mask over top of what his hair looks like, sort of hugging the head, okay? So we're just gonna do the sideburns here, and then just maybe give him a widow's peak here. Again, we're using the polygon lasso tool, and I'm just using a mouse. Okay, something like that. Why don't we give him red hair to match his shoes? Just like that, very good. And let's clean up those jaws. I don't know why they're sticking out like that. I'm gonna do very simple eyes. You can go as complicated as you want, but I'm just gonna do black eyes. That's kind of what I usually do for my games. I like to go a little bit wider just to make it look a little bit more stylized. I'm gonna cut him like this, and let's give him a little smirk. The smirk is just gonna be like this, a little square. Again, hyper stylized here, guys. What's the goal of this video? The goal is to show you exactly how to do a 2D art piece that's fast. Okay, that's the goal here. All right, so ears are not that difficult. All we're gonna do with our ears is a angle like this. That's it, okay? There we go, and then I'm gonna duplicate it, transform, flip horizontal. Do that as well. Now let's go ahead and not mask over his head, but rather do a separate layer on top here. And I'm gonna do sort of like a cool hair like that. Maybe have it coming down over his forehead a little bit. Kind of like my hair, right? And a little bit of a angle there as well. All right, almost there, good, good, good. Hey, not bad. Okay, now what we're gonna do is try and make this body a little bit smaller. This, you know, we use that humanoid T-pose, and it's made it look kind of human, right? And we want to stylize it a little bit more. So I'm gonna scale down the body, okay? But let's go ahead and merge everything together that we know we like. Okay, I know I like that. I know I like this. I know I like his ears. So I'm gonna merge all these layers together. I'm gonna go to his body. And guys, we don't have to have a separate layer for his body, okay? Or separate layers for every little limb. We can actually just weight paint in Unity one single PNG. And that's for a totally different video. The link is below if you want to learn how to do that. So I can delete this, and now we have this, and then we have this. And then let's scale down this body a little bit. so that his head is a little bit bigger. Now it looks a little bit more stylized, right? Now let's finish this off with just some quick shading. Let me show you the trick to really fast shading. Think about where the light's coming from. Let's say the top right-hand corner. So we're gonna start with just some generic shading on the left side, fade that out, just a very simple gradient, okay? Some shading where the feet are. Maybe do a new layer. Sorry about that, getting text messages here. Okay, that looks great. So it kind of makes his feet look like they're firmly placed on the ground. Let's also do some shading on the left side for the head. Very, very good. Just like that. Now, the final thing we want to do is a more specific set of shading. Okay, so I'm actually going to just start highlighting, or I guess low lighting, where I might think some shadows would be. Okay, so there's his head, just like that. Nothing crazy here. Okay, maybe some over here as well. Maybe one right here as well. Again, we're just trying to do this really fast. We're not trying to make something super epic. Just do a pulse there. Good, good, good. Awesome. And now let's do his body. I think it'll get the job done. Now we have a nice shadow over here. Good, good, good. I'm gonna fade out that weird shadow over here. I don't really like this. And then we're gonna do a highlight on the head. So we've done the low lights, the shadows. So where are the highlights gonna be? Well, they're gonna be on the other side, right? So let's zoom in, be a little bit more precise here. I found with highlights, you just wanna be a little bit thinner than you might see with a low light. It kind of provides almost a shine effect. So we're gonna do thinner highlights. And go ahead and do a highlight gradient on the right side here. Maybe set it to overlay. There we go, check it out. Good, now we'll do it to the body as well. Set it to overlay. Maybe drop it down just a tad here. And also, I think we could get away with adding just a little pulse of highlight to the right. Just like this. There we go. And let's go ahead and clean up these hands. They're driving me nuts. Let's add a cool little logo to his shirt. So we're going to use noun project. And let's type in bomb. And then just throw in an icon on his shirt for a bomb. Let's make it orange. Good. All right, convert all that to a smart object. Like, hey, let's just go ahead and drop down the opacity a little bit, blend it a little bit more. There we go. Merge our layers together. Good. Now, the final thing we can do to make this really pop, do an inner shadow on the left side. So it's just a nice blurry dark inner shadow on the left side, just like this. See, makes it look a little bit more three-dimensional, right? And then also, let's mute my phone here, also do an inner shadow on the right side to create a highlight. This one we probably need to do more like this. There we go. And then this one over here, set it to overlay. There we go. And just like that. Look at that. All right, good. I'm going to copy that layer style, and we're going to put it onto the head as well. Paste layer style. There we go. And then one little beautiful thing here that you can do just to make your art look very, very pretty is to scale it up massively, just like this. It'll make sense, I promise. And then we're going to blur it. But overall, guys, that's how you do it. Thanks for watching.